Hey, Bert. What time is it right now?
Oh, I just checking the watch here, and it's looking like it is Burger o'clock.
Burton Burger O'clock, as it should be every single second of every single day. Welcome to the Burton Burger Podcast, everybody. We are your host, Burton Burger, and today we have a very special guest with us today. Somebody that Bert and I are very excited to have on the show. Not saying the other guests we weren't excited about. I mean, some of them weren't like doing fine. He can go fuck himself. No, I'm kidding. No, but
Yeah.
we're really excited to have this guest on today. Today we have Mr. SurvivorQuotesX from Twitter, also known as Steven. Steven, how are you doing today, my man?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting. My first podcast. You popped my cherry. I'm excited to be here.
Ooh.
There we go. There you go, Bert.
Exciting.
You finally fucked somebody.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, it finally happened. Well, Steven, we are very excited to have you on today. We are very happy to jump into some very exclusive Survivor context for everybody here. But before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about this Twitter page here and some of the other things that you do?
Basically, it happened back in 2014. I had just been dumped by some Jersey girl, which we all know is, a layer below trash. So it was just
Yeah.
a nice bounce back. And I had always been a longtime Survivor fan, and I was on Twitter, and I said, you know what, why don't I just have some kind of creative outlet where I can just put some nonsense out there, get some positive feedback, feel good about myself, get over the breakup. And then Survivor just kept going, and now it's been on for 40 seasons, and it's just been part of my daily routine now.
Sure.
I'm up to almost 8,000 followers, and it's just me posting things that have happened on the show. I'm not creating anything new. So it's just, I
Right.
think a lot of people love the nostalgia, and it's just, I've been watching since 2000. And to think
Yeah.
that was 20 years ago and I haven't missed an episode, it's kind of sad, but it's an addiction for a lot of people. And once you're hooked, you're hooked.
Oh yeah, dedication.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I've been able to, meet some people from the show ever since. And I've got my a room in my house that has a bunch of props from the show. So it's just
Wow.
it's it's a sad lifestyle.
That's cool.
I don't know. You're kind of make Bert and I jealous here. That's really fucking cool.
I know. Yeah.
God damn, we're kind of squirming in our seats here. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the fiance was not too happy when I purchased something off eBay for a little more than I should have spent, but you know, it's a passion. So
sure. Gotcha. All right. So, Survivor quotes is what you do. You kind of quote things on the show. The reason I came across you, because let's be honest, there is one person that carries the ever living shit out of this podcast, and
It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both carry it in very different ways, I will say. So,
Oh yeah.
I was the one looking for guests, as Bert acts like he fucking can't do anything outside of work. So,
Yeah.
I was scrolling through old Twitter, and then I saw the famous Richard Hatch liked a quote. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I went and looked at your profile, and of course it was your profile that Richard liked. And Richard Hatch is the first ever Survivor winner, for those of you who don't know. And then that's when I came across Steve here. I reached out to him. I'm like, man, you look like somebody that likes Survivor. Am I right? And he's like, no fucking shit, dumbass. What the fuck? Steve almost blocked me after that, but I said, sorry, that was Bert typing you, because Bert and I share Twitter. No, but anyways, I reached out to Steve here, and he was very excited to come on, and we're very excited to have him on. So your Twitter has spoiled things for me, so thanks for that, fucker.
I'm sorry.
No, that's just me being a cunt, fucking scrolling deeper. I'm always spoiling shit for Bert. God damn, he gets so pissed off at me.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I have lots of things to talk about today. And I'm hoping we can talk about it in a way that's entertaining for non-Survivor fans, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, let's be honest, people don't even fucking know what Survivor is. I mean, this episode's going to be really fucking boring. So,
Yeah.
I think everybody knows Survivor, though, in one way or another. It's a really big
Oh,
TV
yeah.
show. But, But anyways, we talked about this a little bit before we started recording, but I grew up in a very like rural area, and TV was like not a thing really. Like there was no like TV companies or anything that came out. I didn't have the luxury of living right in the middle of fucking New York City like Bert here, and had
Oh,
like
yeah.
6,000 channels that he didn't even have to look at. Bert doesn't live in New York, by the way. He lives in Baghdad. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so we only had 3 channels, and those 3 channels were NBC, CBS, and ABC. So naturally, you kind of just turned on, and you didn't really have a choice. You just watched what was there. And Survivor was the show that came on every Wednesday, I want to say, Wednesday or Thursday at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
And-
first season was Wednesdays.
Sure.
I think it was the summer of 2000, and yeah, I was in 3rd grade.
Oh,
Damn.
I was flipping the channels, and all of a sudden I see these people covered in mud and eating bugs, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to watch this. And my mom says like it's inappropriate because Richard Hatch is running around naked. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just the epitome of the culture at the time. I mean, I think the finale was watched by 52 million people. It beat
Yeah,
out the
damn.
finale of Friends, and that, you know, in a
It's impressive.
cultural context is pretty huge, considering Friends had been on for so many years and Survivor was on for 13 weeks. It was
Yeah.
really just such a phenomenon. And it's carried on now till 2020, so, I mean, something still draws people to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not even the survival aspect anymore. It's evolved so much.
Yeah. Bert and I were talking about that. We're like, should we switch over to Big Brother? And we're like, no, we don't want to watch a bunch of Jersey Shore fuckers
Yeah.
Oh, no.
fucking all the time.
Yeah. No,
No.
I tried it once and I was like, you know what? No. I'd
Not
rather
the
die.
same.
So
Yeah.
I could do. I can handle like the Amazing Race because I can just kind of like tune out. But Big Brother was a big no for me.
I think
Oh,
it's
boy.
because the survival aspect in Survivor really kicks egos to the curb for the most
Oh,
part.
yeah. No, when you're on an empty tank.
Yeah, you watch people who are like bodybuilders go out there or professional athletes, and then episode 2 they're laying down, passed out, and you're like, all right, this is real. Like, this is some crazy shit. Like, Big Tom from season 3 lost 82 pounds. That's
Yeah.
insane, and he was out for
Oh, that's crazy.
39 days. That I don't even know how that's mathematically possible without you
Son of a bitch.
contracting some kind of long-term illness. But
There we go. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's what I need to do is go on Viver. But yeah, no, and so I watched it a lot. My family never really got into it, but I watched it on and off here and there, like a season here, a season there, and things like that. And I ended up falling in love with Russell Hands. And he was my baby. I love that guy, and I just loved everything about him. And then I just kind of grew up, and we got more channels, and we kind of just stopped watching the show. And then, boy, it was about a year ago or two where I was kind of bored in college, and I'm like, you know, I remember I really liked that Russell Hantz guy from Survivor. I wonder if I truly liked him as much as I think I did because I was a kid, or if you know, he's actually something cool. And I watched season 19, the first season that he was on, and then I liked him because I fucking love him. So and then I just fell in love with the show all over again, and then started rewatching it on my own. And then for a Bert and Burger episode, I forced Bert to watch Survivor, and he forced me to watch Tiger King, and then now Bert and I watch it together. And Bert likes to think he's some big Survivor fan, and he likes Survivor, and now all of a sudden he wants to go on. Fuck off, Bert. It's my goddamn show.
Oh, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You can keep your gay ass green fucking red arrow, whatever the hell that gay show was.
Yeah. No, when I
Fucking
first
homo.
got it, you were so excited. I was telling myself the whole time, Bert, you're not allowed to like this show.
Yeah, it's my
But I
baby.
just couldn't handle it. Yeah. No, I think I ended up watching like 5 or 6 episodes in one day.
Yeah, Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, next thing you're going to start telling me that Elvis is your favorite singer and shit, and that's just going to be the end of our relationship. But
Yeah, I don't know about that.
yeah, fucker. Anyways, so now we have Viver nights every Tuesday. Bert and I sit down and we watch Survivor together, and we are currently on season 8. Which is the All-Star season. So, again, don't spoil anything.
I won't say anything.
Don't spoil anything.
Well, did you hear there was drama on Survivor that just came out today?
Really?
Gosh.
Johnny Fairplay got arrested.
Ha.
Oh, gosh.
He stole, allegedly, something from his grandma, the one he claimed was dead.
Yeah.
And so that was all over Twitter today. It came out through TMZ, so who knows the real details.
Oh.
But
sure.
yeah, they had his mugshot and everything.
What the hell?
Like,
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That guy's a real tool.
Yeah, he came out as like a born-again Christian and was, saved by Jesus, and now he's stealing from his supposedly, dead grandma. So,
Sure. Long deceased grandmother.
Sure.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Yeah. But I won't spoil anything. But it'll be difficult because there's a lot of stories I want to tell, but one of my good friends actually won one of the shows, but I won't name drop because I don't want to ruin it for you.
Oh,
He
wow.
won one of the shows?
Yeah, it was a friend of my mom's growing up, so I've known him my whole life, and he won one of the seasons.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, so small
Holy
world.
fuck.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Holy shit. Wasn't
Yes.
expecting that. God damn. The fuck, Bert? How come you can't do something cool like that? What the hell?
I know. I wish.
Yeah, Steve. So this is my cousin. He,
Yes.
yeah.
That's all.
He's really good at leaving ass prints behind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
That is actually an issue I have, yeah.
It's
I have a very hot body, as I like to explain it, yeah.
I have a hot ass.
Yeah, thanks for exposing me.
Don't sit on leather.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, my friend won Survive. Fucking A. So is he like a really good friend now? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we should hang out more. kind of friend. Like, we were always buddies, right?
He's more of like my parents' friend, but I've got his number in my phone. So if I like have a question about like, oh, is this true? Like behind the scenes something, I'll shoot him a text and he'll humor me. But I try not to be too nerdy around him because for him it was 10, 15 years ago. So he's like, dude, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Sure.
Okay.
Can you tell us? You could tell us what season it was, right, Bert? I think that would be okay, as long as we don't know who it is.
Oh, yeah.
It was season 10, Palau.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're
Gotcha.
pretty close up to it.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right, so
Okay.
Steve fucked us over and told us the guy wins season 10. Thanks, asshole. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Yeah. No, it's a 50-50.
No, that's really cool though, dude. That's what I was. His fucking friend's Boston Rob.
Yeah.
His friend's fucking Russell.
Yeah.
actually, Russell has me blocked on my Survivor Twitter.
Oh, no.
And I didn't even say anything bad about the guy. I think it was during the time that, I don't know if you know this, but he was on the Australian version of Survivor. And
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I said something negative about him before the season even aired. He was blocking people left and right. And so he is the only Survivor that has me blocked.
Damn.
But
Well, you're not missing a whole lot right now. He's running a lot of fantasy football things and shit like that. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, I love the guy though. I fucking love Russell. I love the way that he plays the game. But again, I'm trying to not nerd out and like giggle like a little girl right now talking to you, because I know a lot of our fans don't watch Survivor as religiously as the three of us do. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it broad for our lovely listeners out there. But that's really fucking dope. So I guess, boy, where do we even begin, Bert? Let me ask you this, Steve. Have you tried getting on the show?
I applied twice, and my first time I was living in the Middle East. I was in Doha, Qatar, as a teacher. And
Yeah, that's your neighbor, isn't it? That's your neighbor city, isn't it, Bert?
Yeah, somewhere over there. Yeah.
Yeah, slightly nearby. I went to Kuwait for a weekend, so that was nice. But
Sure.
Okay.
I applied twice. One time was in Qatar, and I guess I just wasn't the demographic or whatnot. And then the second time I applied, and I actually made my video while I was a little intoxicated. And I was like,
boy.
you know what? That'll make me loosen up. I can say whatever. And I didn't say anything bad, but I guess I didn't say anything that grabbed their attention. And now I've got a full-time job. I can get married, and it's just the timing's off, and I don't think I have the emotional capacity to even handle that nonsense.
Sure.
It's much easier to sit on the couch and tweet about it than to actually go and have all these people talk bad about me and then relive that. And my copay for therapy is a little high, so I don't know if I'd be able to shell that out every week.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. You hear that, Bert?
Yeah.
Pussy thinks he could make it on Viver.
Oh yeah.
Piece of
I mean,
shit.
it would be fun to go. Don't get me wrong, but it would also be nice to go out first and then spend the rest of the time in the resort.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, come back
that's
20 pounds heavier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's like my thing. Like I want to play the fucking game. Like take out the fame, take out the money. I just kind of want to play the game. It just looks fun.
It does. But
Come up with strategies
I
and
watched
shit.
some of the challenges and like puzzles and stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't fucking even do that. I failed math in high school. Like, how am I supposed to do this? So
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd be asking Jeff. I'm like, hey, what are we supposed to be doing here again?
yeah, like, can you help
I-
me? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I need a hand.
Yeah. So, okay. So now, this friend of yours, I don't want to draw too much of it, but just because he has like the information about the behind the scenes stuff, what is some of like the biggest behind the scenes shit that he's told you about kind of what goes on with the show?
Just basically how real it is. Like, I remember season 1, there was some scandal about cheating, which ended up being true. And they kind of scaled back from that. And so when my friend came back, we all joked around like, oh, they fed you this, they gave you that. Like, come on, like, give me a break. And he's like, no, man, there were times where we thought like, a storm came through and the cameramen just left, and we thought like, this is real. Like, someone could seriously get injured or,
Damn.
I think he lost like 36 pounds or something in 39 days. So was that just short of a pound a day? And
That's impressive.
that's like Holocaust stuff. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
bad.
normal. And the amount of people that he knows that have been on seasons prior to his and then post who have gone through, so much mental anxiety and had to see therapists and had to be hospitalized just because they couldn't handle it. Like,
Wow.
they don't show that because, they want to glorify it as a survival show and people are cutthroat and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're living with these people 24/7 as your quote friends, and then they backstab you, and then you're embarrassed in front of the entire country. So some people have really been impacted on that, and I didn't notice that until he actually told me. And it kind of changes how you look at things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
That's crazy. Holy fuck. I have so many questions now that you know somebody that's actually been on the show. Not actually been on it, but fucking won. Goddamn. Just like
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
the scenes stuff too, not like him specifically, but like anybody that could tell you like the reality of this show
Yeah.
is fucking awesome. That's dope. Okay. Now is there a lot of loving on the island? Do people get kind of frisky on the island? Is that an often thing, or
I gotta
are they too
imagine
tired?
like yeah, I gotta imagine like the first 2 or 3 days, you're flirting a little bit. There has been probably, I don't know, a dozen people who have actually like hooked up on the show and like had sex, but
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I would imagine by like day 6 you're just stinking like shit and
Yeah,
not brushing
not
your
be fun.
teeth, and I don't know. Not I feel like if you're not eating, you're not getting horny. So
No
like
energy.
yeah,
I don't know about that.
like the blood is most likely not going to your dick if you're not, you're living off coconuts and rice, and the girl in the bikini
You
has
could get a
got
good
all,
whiff of something though, and all of a sudden things change. But yeah, I see what
I'm
you
sure.
mean.
yeah. I mean, they've
Okay.
openly talked about it on a few episodes, and in All Stars, you have Rob and Amber who on I think episode 1 they start like flirting with each other.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's what I wanted to talk about too. Is like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of this since I was like in first fucking grade. So like I heard the name like Johnny Fairplay before, and then all of a sudden season 7 comes around. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Johnny Fairplay." I'm like, "Bert, that's the guy." And then Rupert's there. I'm like, "Holy fuck, Rupert's huge too." And then Boston Rob was in season 4. I didn't know Boston Rob started so fucking early. Holy shit! And
Yeah.
then season 8 comes, and Bert and I literally started this yesterday. It shows Ross and Bob. Yeah,
Bob.
fucking moron. Goddamn, I'm so excited about this. You literally see Boston Rob on a tribe, and then he's on a tribe with a girl named Amber. I'm like, hey, Bert, so I know, Rob marries somebody named Amber on the show. So, yeah, I think that's his fucking wife right there. So,
Probably.
yeah, and then like all these other things come on. Like, it's weird going back and watching the seasons when you kind of know some of the shit. So like, I knew who Rupert was before I watched his first season, and then all of a sudden you're like, son of a bitch, that's fucking Rupert.
It's weird, like now that I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but like you go to like season 40, and which was a season of all winners,
Winners,
and
yep.
you're like, holy shit! Like I watched that person when I was in 6th grade or 7th grade,
Oh,
and
that's
how
gonna
do
be cool too.
like how do I not like how do I still remember this person's name? And then they start doing the pre-game interviews, and you're like, holy shit! Like I remember all this, and then you're emotionally invested, and then you're like, what's wrong with me? Why am I crying because someone that I knew from season whatever is voted off? And it's it's just like people become obsessed with sports, and they can name every stat from the Jets
Yep.
playing in the 80s, and you're like, what is this lunatic spouting out about? But then
Sure.
you fall in love with something like this, and people will mention to me like, oh, do you know so and so from this season because we have mutual friends? I'm like, oh yeah, she was voted off 3rd, and they're like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I don't know, it just comes to my mind.
Sure.
So
yeah.
That's awesome.
but a lot of people from the All-Star seasons will make future appearances, and you're like, holy shit, like just the nostalgia really gets to you. So it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
No, absolutely.
And unfortunately, Rudy Bosch passed away last year, and that was pretty emotional. But
Yeah.
to think the guy played All Stars at the age of 75. I mean,
Yeah.
That's insane.
like I can't even imagine living on my own at the age of 75. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
one of those guys with like a grabber sitting in a lazy boy, and this guy's running around the beach with guys and girls in their early 20s, and like that's some impressive shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I don't know. There's so much shit that I just want to fucking say about it, but yeah, this isn't a Survivor podcast, so I gotta take my
Yeah.
thumb out of Bert's ass here for a minute and just step back. But So what about some of the people that you like here, Steve? What are some of your favorite contestants? And you don't have to say like seasons, but you can
Yeah.
just start spurting out names, and I'll probably know a good chunk of them. And Bert will be fucking clueless for the most part. So.
Oh yeah, and I'll be taking notes.
Yeah. What are some of
Well,
your favorites though?
my absolute favorite of all time is Kathy from season 4,
Okay.
Marquesas, because she started off like just not knowing what to do, and then by the end of that season, which was Boston Rob's first season, she was just running the game and in a way that was like not a bitchy way. And you could see she was struggling with the emotions, and it was the first time that I was really watching the show kind of invested in somebody, because I was kind of a little bit older and I could take it, and because my first crush was Colleen, what guy wasn't in love with Colleen, but I was also like 10 years old, so
Sure.
I had like a little boner for her, but what was I gonna? I didn't even know what to do for that, so it comes along, and as the show has gone on, I kind of root for the older women, and it sounds kind of sexist, but I feel like
He's a
the
guilt lover, I
experience.
see.
I just feel like the experience for them is so much harder because they're seen as the weak link on their tribe.
Sure.
They're seen as the mother provider who, if they backstab them, people take it more personally. But
Yeah.
then came season 4 where Kathy came in and she was like, yeah, I'm a divorced mother. I live in Vermont in the woods, and I don't really give a shit if you take it personally.
Yeah.
And so she's my number one fan.
And she made it to third, right, in that season?
Yeah, she would have
Yep.
lost, but her boob fell out.
Her boob
in the
fell
fire.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So my heart still breaks about that, but I had a conversation with Kathy once, and she was really cool. So
That's so dope.
That is awesome.
yeah, she was really down to earth about it, and she's like a local celebrity up in Vermont. So because she's the only player from that state. So
Okay.
yeah, I've never met her, but I spoke to her on the phone for about 45 minutes.
That's
That is
awesome.
super cool.
Okay. Okay, so you like Kathy from season 4. Who else are some of your favorites?
Rob Sesternino has to be one of the most hysterical people they've ever cast on the show.
Sure.
The first 5 seasons were really like whichever team went into the merge with the numbers kind of just picked off the other one, and he realized, why. like, so he was jumping alliances. He was dragging that guy Matt back and forth, and who was probably one of the creepiest people who ever played Survivor.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if people who don't know Survivor, this guy Matt, he was sharpening machetes with like that dull look in his eyes, like he was Michael Myers, and he was talking about blood and cutting people, and he was just so creepy.
Fucking
So
crazy.
See, you got a boner over Colleen. That's
of
who.
course.
That's who Bert
Okay.
got his over. Yeah, he likes that kind of shit. He's really fucked in the head.
right. Yeah.
And then I fell for Elizabeth in Australia. I mean, she was just
Oh,
the
she's
cutest
cool.
thing, and she was like America's sweetheart. And then she turned out to be some Fox News cunt, and I was like, all right, I'm done with you. So she's not very well regarded in the community now.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
she went off the deep end.
Okay.
Oh.
And you gotta love Sandra too.
Yeah.
She's just got
Just
such
watch her season.
a potty mouth. But she won by 6 votes to 1. I mean, she was
Oh, that's
against the
pretty
sad troop master Lillian, but I just love in her final tribal council, and they were like, Sandra, why do you think you should win? And Sandra goes, well, I may have cursed you out every once in a while, but that's how I was feeling at the time. If you took offense to that, I'm sorry, but I think I deserve to win. And then she did. And you're like, holy shit, like anyone could win this game. People thought it was just athletes or people who were good socially, but no. I mean, this woman came in and she just said, anyone but me, and she took home $1 million. So it's just one of those games where I think it's really, winner take all. There's no set rules really on who makes a good player and who doesn't. So that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, and Bert and I know she's done it twice too. So
I didn't want to spoil that.
Yeah, no, he's let me know plenty of times.
I'm sitting there, Steve, and I'm just like, Sandra. I wonder if that's Sandra that won Survivor twice. Then I see her go to the final two and like, son of a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are a little anti-Sandra because, the whole queen personality, but I just find her to be entertaining as hell, and at the end of the day, it's a TV show that I watch, and then I go to bed. So I don't live and breathe it, but
sure,
it's nice to just enjoy it, and she makes it enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you don't want someone to win
Definitely
twice. You don't want someone to win twice, so you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna be someone who's gonna win twice, I want it to be the mom who curses everybody out and just does whatever she wants and sucks in all the challenges, and it makes it
right.
It's I mean, one of her most notable like clips in Heroes vs Villains is she falls like 4 or 5 times. So
oh boy.
She's not an athlete, but I think she holds the record for like most challenges sat out. But she's
damn.
But she's got money in the bank that none of us have, so.
Yep, a lot more money in the bank as well. So I noticed all your players are from really early seasons, and I remember you said something to me when we were first chatting, the earlier the better. What makes you think that? Why do you like the earlier seasons more than the later seasons?
I think the first 10 seasons were, quote, like the pure seasons in which it was a social game, and then it kind of got gimmicky, where they started throwing in Redemption Island, The Edge of Extinction, and I love the immunity idols, but there are some seasons where there were 6, 7 immunity idols to the point where they've started adding next to the person's name, like so-and-so, 2 immunity idols. Like, you can't even keep track of it, and you're like, come on, like, now it's just luck, and they've really taken the social aspect out of it, so the first 10, 11 seasons, you really get to know the people and you're rooting for them. And then I could tell you probably the first 15 seasons, everyone voted out in order. Just by memory, just from watching, whatever. But the last 5 seasons, I can't even tell you what happened when, just because someone got voted out because they got 1 vote against them because so many idols were played, and one person was default eliminated because they didn't have an idol, and you're like, you know what? So you found something in the woods that takes away all the entertainment value of, building up an alliance and working together and socializing, and then this guy over here finds an idol and you're done with. So the old school seasons to me are more authentic. But, I mean, I still enjoy the new ones, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when do they start putting in the idols? What season is that?
So the first idol starts in season 11, but it has...
we're close, Bert.
Yeah, it has very limited powers, and they only have it, like, for 1 episode. And then in future seasons, every time an idol is played, they'll re-hide it. So you could have an idol played 4 or 5 times, and it's the same one. So
oh God.
So it gets a little old pretty quick.
Sure.
But so season 11 they play it once, season 12 has it once, season 13 blah blah blah. But then you get to like season 20, and I think there was 5 immunity idols played, and that just takes away a lot of the core of the game, as opposed to people just lucking out. So
I like the power aspect behind it. How Big Dick Russ here, literally right when they show up to tribal council, he'll stand up, stretch his arms, and then he'll just pull out his fucking immunity idol that no one knew he had and put it around his neck. And Jeff's like, "Hey, Russ, what you doing there?" He's like, "I just thought I would show everybody my pretty little necklace."
Yeah, I mean, it makes for great TV. You can't blame him. But by after 10 seasons of that, you're like, all right, like,
yeah,
it kind of loses its value.
Sure.
And, I mean, Russell's the king of the immunity idols, but
yeah, fucker could find them everywhere.
He's finding them on the
hilarious.
first episode, like up trees, and people are saying, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm looking for an idol," and they just laugh at him. And meanwhile, he actually does find one, and then goes all the way to the end. So anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And one other question I had is, when do they bring in 3 people for the vote? Because right now they've just been doing 2 people. When do they add the 3rd?
So that will be season 13, Cook Islands,
Okay.
which is where they actually divided the 4 tribes by race, which was
Oh shit!
yeah, they almost got the show canceled. So
Here we got the blacks.
yeah, they literally had
God.
they had the African American
black tribe.
tribe, the Hispanics, the white tribe, and the Asians, and they tried
Holy
to make it
fuck.
like, because the show was accused of being not culturally diverse. You know, you have the token minorities, and they were like, oh, fuck it, then we'll just make it tribes of ethnicities, and they lost all their sponsors, and the show was going to get canceled. But it ended up being, you know, a pretty decent season, and there's a bunch of possible cheating on that season too. So if you get up to that and you want to talk again, we could bring it all back up. But so season 13 introduces the final 3, and then every I think 2 seasons since then they've had a final 2 as like a surprise. 3 seasons have done that, but it's mostly been a final 3.
Sure. I like the final 3 aspect a little bit more. That makes it so one person doesn't control it, you know what I mean? It's just always was weird to me to have one person decide who they take, which for the first handful of seasons that never made a fucking difference, because every time they took somebody with them, that person ended up winning. So
Yeah.
But I don't know, I like the final 3 aspect as well. So those were my 2 biggest questions with Survivor. I want to make sure we talk about other things as well. I mean, Steven, the 3 of us will have to just get in calls more often and just chat, because I don't want to bore the fuck out of my viewers here, or our viewers, Bert.
Our
Sorry.
viewers,
My bad. Our viewers. It's
Oh my
Bert and
gosh.
Burger, not Burger. I'm sorry. That slipped.
Yeah.
You guys are all our little sesame seeds. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any other questions, Bert, that you wanted to ask Steven before we start kind of moving on to some other stuff, like specifically about Viver?
Oh gosh, okay. So one of the big seasons. Well, my first season was 19 with Russell, and after hearing Burger talk him up so much, and he gets down to the final 3, like a big thing that I really like my absolute favorite part of the season, pretty much, is their when they're trying to win over the council, right? So can you think of any like really memorable speeches that you're like, yep, that was the $1 million speech?
There's a guy in season 15 who he gave probably one of the best final tribal council speeches ever, where one of the guys that he had backstabbed stands up and basically says, like, "You're a terrible person, blah blah blah, why should I vote for you?" And this guy just totally flips it, and he's like, "Well, you know, you were the biggest threat," and basically just pumps his ego. And it's such like magical bullshit that everyone on the jury is laughing, because they know this guy who is giving the speech is completely lying. And the guy who is standing there just looks like the biggest douchebag in the world. And he just sits down like completely embarrassed and votes for the guy to win. And it's amazing that some people take it so personally and then some people don't. Like, if you remember back to
Okay.
season 1, Sue Hawk gave that speech where she told Kelly,
Oh
you know,
God.
if you're,
You're a
if I,
cunt.
yeah, if you're drowning, if you're dehydrated in the desert, I would let you die. And she
Mm-hmm.
says all these terrible things, and then you have other seasons where people are like, "Yeah, you fucked me over, but I respect that." So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
and going off of that, Bert and I talk about this a lot
Hmm.
because I thought Lil from season 7 actually gave a great speech because everyone was just spreading their cheeks and just giving it to her about the
hmm
whole Boy Scout honor and Scouts honor and shit like that. And how could you lie? And she just said, "This is a game, guys. What I
yeah,
do in my real life has nothing to do with this game. What I do in this game has nothing to do with real life. I know my Boy Scout troops are going to watch this, and I'm going to tell them, guys, this is a game. That's not who I am." And I thought that was such an awesome thing that she said because so many people are like, "I want to play this ethically and I want to tell the truth." Why? This is the one time in your life where you can lie and cheat and steal and be a cunt and get
absolutely,
away with it. This is the
yeah,
one time that you can lie. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of religious people that go on this show and they cry because they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just sinned, I lied." It's like, bitch, you were playing a game. It's not a real lie.
yeah.
It's a
Then
completely different
don't
world.
don't sign up then if you're not willing to lie. And
Yeah, no, seriously. It pisses me off. I play card games where you have to lie.
yeah,
Among Us is a big game people play right now. You
yeah,
gotta lie like a son of a bitch, and that nobody ever says, "Oh fuck, I lied. I'm going to hell. I sinned." Bitch, it's a game. It's not real life. I'm pretty sure the fucking Bible's not talking about you going on a Survivor and lying or you
yeah.
playing Among Us. I don't fucking get it. Why are people and just people get so fucking mad about it? Now I do agree that a lot of the way people play these games really reflect on the real personality. Like Johnny Fairplay. I mean, I'm sure he's a cunt in real life. There's no doubt in my life that, or in
Yeah.
in my mind that he's a real asshole. But there's other people that I feel like can turn that switch off and can backstab and stuff and then go back to their normal life. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just kind of my big thing with it is people kind of forget that it's a game. It's like Rob in season 6 when Jenna was bitching his ass out and he's like, "What game are you guys playing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to win $1 million here and I don't really give a fuck about your feelings."
Yeah, I've known you for 30 days, and at the end of it, I'll probably never talk to you ever again. So, and
Yeah.
and back to Lil, like, she was kind of fucked over because they told all of the contestants to wear on the boat what they would wear to work
Yeah,
because
I remember
for
that.
yeah for
right.
a
Pictures.
photo shoot, yeah.
Yup. Oh
Holy
man.
crap.
So
I forgot about that.
she wasn't even gonna wear that, and then she was kind of screwed over into that. And actually, with the Outcast twist, uh, she was actually voted out of the Outcast tribe because they didn't want to spend time with her anymore because she kept crying. So they voted her back in the game because the people who were out didn't want to spend like the resort time with Lil.
Sure.
And then she goes
Oh
on
my
and
god.
yeah, so she was actually voted out twice. Once by the actual people in the game, and then once by the
Yeah.
people who were just sick of her crying. But you make a good point.
Oh.
Like, she went out there, she did everything, and then they gave her shit for her outfit, and that would not translate to today's Survivor. Like, if you had someone go out there now and do that exact same thing, they would be applauded. So.
If you lied, you mean, or
Yeah, if you lied, and I mean, you could have a priest go out there and lie and play the game, and they'd be like, "All right, well, Father, you did a good job." Like,
Yeah.
your profession doesn't really play into it anymore, and so
That is good to know.
So it's been interesting to see the evolution of that as it's gone on, and
Yeah.
people will say, you know, "Oh, you were the mom of the team, you were the dad, we looked up to you, and then you backstabbed us." And then it's like, what the fuck game are you
Dumbass.
playing? Like,
Yeah,
we're not playing
fucking
Monopoly
dumbass.
here. Like, my goal here is to not come into second or third place. It's to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting when you see people, like, go against Russell at the end and just
Yeah.
rip him apart, and they hated him, and
Oh, it was
that's part of the
crazy.
game. That's part of the game, but these people were gonna do that to him. They were gonna vote him out. So there's a huge
just kept
double.
winning.
If they were smart, yeah.
Yeah,
He'd
so-
win or he plays a
No.
idol or whatever. Yeah. I think Russell had a good speech too. He's like, this is a fucking game, guys. I treat honesty and integrity and loyalty super serious in life, but that ain't going to get you far in this game here. So
Yeah.
that's why I fucking lied to every single one of you cunts. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I thought it could have been a little better, but no.
I loved his speech. I thought it was great. I don't think there was really anything he was going to do to change those people's minds. They were pretty
they were
pissed
too-
off.
They were too butthurt by the whole
Yeah,
thing.
probably not.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, and I that's like if I went on Survivor, my strategy, people give you too much shit about riding the coattails of other people. I'm sure you've heard that a lot, Steve. Like, you rode his coattails, you rode his ass, you let him fuck him in your ass, and I'm like, hell yes, I did.
Yeah.
And you want to know something, cunts? That was my strategy. I spread my cheeks for Russ. I let him do whatever he wanted back there. You know what? That was my strategy. I'm not going to be like stupid ass Natalie from season 19 acting like, actually, I had Russell wrapped around my finger. Holy fuck, that pissed me off. But like, that would be my strategy. Okay, who's a great player? Oh, Boston Rob? Okay, I'm your bitch. I'm your bitch. Plain and simple.
You let
Fucking
them
take
make
me to
all
the
the
final.
bad moves. Yeah, make them do
Yeah.
all the aggressive things and look like the asshole. And you hide behind that, and you hope you don't piss off the wrong people.
Exactly. And then at the jury, they'd be like, hey, Burger, you rode his coattails. What do you have to say about that? And I'd be like, yep. But the difference between me riding other people's coattails and how other people have rode coattails is like, that was actually my strategy. Like,
Yeah.
I specifically seeked out the big bad dog, and then I didn't make him my bitch. He made me his bitch. I let him do that. I let him
Yeah.
smack my cheeks. So
You gotta own it.
yeah, no, absolutely. And I feel like that
Exactly.
would gain so much respect from the jury. It's like, no, I was his bitch. Seriously, guys. Like Burger. Like, you literally didn't do anything. Yeah, no, I know I didn't. I really didn't. This guy should fucking win. Seriously, not me, guys. I didn't do dick. It's like,
Yeah, I think
know.
somebody said something, and they're like, "Well, there's a reason I'm here," and they're not.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, Steve. This I don't remember what season it is, but I know Boston Rob brings some guy named Philip. I think his name was. Some like,
yeah.
yeah, and like Jeff Probst said, that was one of the most beautiful seasons of Survivor, like the way Rob played it.
Yeah.
And Boston Rob literally brought Philip because everybody fucking hated Philip. So
When that season was airing, the entire like online community thought this guy Philip is playing this dumb role, and he's gonna get to the end and be like, "Oh no, I was actually just pretending to be a dick because I wanted to be dragged to the end." But it turned out he was actually just a fucking lunatic. So I mean, he was running around the island in pink tighty whities and just cursing people out. And then when anyone fought with him, he called them racist, and it was a terrible season. But Boston Rob dragging him to the end was just fantastic.
yeah, member of the FBI or CIA or something like that.
Yeah, and they actually had his name. It said federal agent with a question mark. Every time he was on the screen. So,
Yeah, I also remember there was some guy named Ralph on that fucking TV show too, or that season. He had overalls and everything, big farmer looking guy. I don't know why I remember that. He's like Big Tom kind of.
Yeah, and he had like the hairiest chest I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh,
And,
God.
Yeah, his arms were hairy too and everything. It was weird.
They
but-
actually used to make fun of that on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And
Really?
I didn't know Ellen was a fan of Survivor until she would pop him up as like kind of before memes were popular, and she would just
gosh.
make fun of him for a good 5 or 6 seconds. And
Nice.
it was interesting. And then she turned out to be not too nice. So
Yeah, absolutely. I said I didn't want this entire show to be about Survivor, and here we are 50 minutes in, and I still have a million questions to ask you about Survivor. So I would like to transition into a new topic. But before we do that, I do want to say, just go out and just start name dropping the Survivor contestants that you've talked with, either like DMs or over the phone, or I think I saw something where you were Skyping somebody or something like that. I don't know if that was Survivor or not, but who are the contestants that you've actually been in contact with before?
So that was actually Kelly Wentworth. She was on a later season, but she was kind enough to put out an Instagram saying, during early COVID, any super fans want to talk for 10 minutes, shoot me a message. So we talked for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm trying to
That's
think.
awesome.
I probably have spoken to about like 50 or 60, but
Holy fuck. Maybe
Yeah.
don't do what I said then. Holy shit.
yeah.
Let's go through a list
most
real
of them
quick.
are from
Yeah.
most of them are from the later seasons, just because they're on social media a lot more frequently.
Yeah.
In person, I've probably met about 15.
Holy fuck.
I
This
went
guy's
to
a
one
Chad
of
over here, Bert.
I went to one of Rob Sesternino's podcast, like live shows. So I met a bunch of people through there. The guy I won, I met a few people from his season. They came out and visited him at his house, and he knew I was such a big fan, so he invited me over, and I got to hang
So
out with a bunch
cool.
of them.
Wow.
So, and they signed a bunch of stuff from me, so I have like their stuff in my little museum. And even like Richard Hatch, when he likes a tweet of mine, whether he says anything, I just get that little heart palpitation because I'm like, oh my god, that's Richard Hatch, and I got to be like,
Yeah.
trying to be an adult about it, but I'm like, that's Richard Hatch, man. Like he invented.
Gotta call
the
up your
game.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I spoke with Kathy on the phone for about 15 minutes. But some people get really creepy with the Survivor, so I try to, be a little respectful. Like, I know.
Oh, I'm sure.
I used to listen to Max and Corinne. I don't know if you know them. They had a podcast for like a year and a half, and they would talk about horror stories where people would like creep out their hotel rooms when they were at finales and stuff, and that just is a big turnoff, I think. So,
Sure.
I'd like to think I'm not creepy about it. I never really approach anyone like with a Sharpie and a picture, so
Right.
it's just more of a natural flow of conversation, and sometimes people will tag them in the tweet, and then they'll shoot me a DM and be like, "Oh, thanks for remembering me." So that's pretty cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, and I don't know if you listen to Rob Sesternino's podcast, but he does a lot with Teresa from Africa, and
Okay.
they interview people from the first like 10 seasons, so it's a
Gotcha.
lot of throwbacks and stuff.
Huh.
But there could be some spoilers in there, so be careful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. So it just sounds like you've kind of bumped into them here and there based off of those connections and stuff. So Bert, we gotta really step up our game here. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
actually I bumped into one of them walking down the street in New York City, and I was like, "You got to be
Yeah.
shitting me!" Like, New York City's got what 10 million people, and I look up
Yeah.
from my iPhone for 1 second, and I saw one of the guys from season 33, and he's very recognizable, and I was like, "Shit, you're Zeke, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so I talked to him for maybe like 30 seconds because the guy's got a life. So
Right.
just
Look
things
up
like
see
that.
Rupert.
Yeah. Rupert, he's gone off the dark end a little bit lately, but he let the
gosh.
fame go to his head.
I bet.
From what I've
Yeah,
heard.
he's kind of an asshole in season 8 a little bit, so
Yeah, he plays again in
That's-
season 20, and he is such a dick.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
boy.
mean, I think in general he's a nice guy, but on the show he just wants to be popular.
Sure.
If that
Right.
makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
don't
it
think
does.
I think when he's outside in his real life, he's a great person. But
Oh, I'm
when
sure.
when he's put on the show, he wants to play up the whole pirate character, and you can't blame the guy if that's what he's known for. So,
Oh no.
if I had if I was known for a certain role on the show, every time I went on, I would play that role, just to keep my fans popular or happy and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of celebrities just in general get like that. Like, I know Bert and I here are really good. I just fucking literally almost name dropped the ever living fuck out of you there, Bert.
It's too casual.
Oh
I
man.
gotta go back to business.
Oh yeah, let's get back to the Bert Breger show here. Holy fuck. But like Bert and I were really big fans of, Penguin Zero, Charlie, Critical, and everything like that. And he said that his channel was really, really big, and people would always want him to say words like titties and what other words does he say, Bert? Like just the real monstrosity, dirty boobies, and
Yeah,
like
he
holy
likes-
fuck stains, and like just
He's
really weird things like that. And he said he got so fucking sick of it. He's like, I literally would make videos and play video games and make sure I said titty like 6 times just to make the subscribers happy, and it just made him miserable. So I definitely think like that's just common amongst a lot of things. Like with Rupert,
Probably have
he's
to play
gotta
into it a little bit.
play into it.
It's
a
got to
little bit
either
more.
the fun has to be sucked out of it, or you just get so involved in it that that's your only character, and you just become like a joke of yourself.
Right.
So it's a tough line to follow, and I'm sure a lot of these reality people, they're like, I was on this show for 39 days, like that was 10 years ago. Leave me alone. So a lot of them, I can't blame them for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But I think seriously though, like I say this to a lot of guests, and I really don't mean it to most of them, but I would love to keep in touch after the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. Once you start catching up on the seasons, I got a lot more dirt for you.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love her. I love our guests. Literally, every guest that's come on, Bert and I are super thankful for them to come on, and we do keep in touch with some of them here and there, just depending on what's going on. But seriously, we would love to jump into it a little bit more. Bert and I would be asking you so much more questions right now, but we're already just about an hour into this, and we haven't really talked about anything else. So I do appreciate the talks there, Steve. So we'll definitely get more into the Survivor world soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, absolutely. So going on to anything, Bert, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Yeah.
Bert's like, you really want me to do this right now, bitch?
Already?
Yeah, no, we completely forgot to do our intro and everything. We were just so excited to talk to Steve here. So
Oh, we did,
Thanks.
didn't we?
yeah, but there is something that we can ask Steve that we do with every episode we have a guest on. Bert, I know you probably thought I forgot about it, but
I
didn't.
Oh,
I
I
know.
hope I'm not going to screw this up.
Yeah, no. So, Steven, we have this thing that we do with all of our guests called Booby Time. And what it is every time a guest comes on, we ask them to send us a picture of their nipples, and we just put it on air, not too long. So this is why no females have asked to be on. Holy fuck, Steven. I was joking. You didn't have to send it that quickly. Goddamn. Oh, wait, no, that was Bert's message. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Read the name.
No. No. It's just like a little gag, but no, Booby Time, Movie Time, they sound the same, so we just call it Booby Time. So what we do is we have these guests come on, and we ask them to come up with the most fucked up movie they can think of. We kind of played with it for a little bit, where we had people like do themes of what their channel is or what their big entertainment media is, and give us something. Like I was thinking like, oh yeah, we could ask Steven if he could give us some cool survival movie. I'm like, that's fucking gay. That's some stupid shit Bert would come up with. So we're just gonna go with the really weird shit. So Bert and I are on a mission to watch really fucking weird movies. So the guests that have brought the weird movies so far have been pretty fucking normal movies. So I guess like Bert and I are just so fucked in the head where we like,
Right.
this really isn't that bad. It's just two dogs fucking. What the hell? I don't get it. So
Yeah, this is normal Tuesday.
yeah, this is just like my everyday life. This is what I see every day when I wake up in the morning. So
Yeah.
so we like to go to guests and we like to see what they define as weird and what they think is fucked up and check it out. So Steve, I know I brought that up to you a little bit and you said you think you got a good one. What's this fucking weird, just fucking abysmal movie that you can think of? What do you got for us?
Oh God. When I was maybe 12 or 13 years old, one of my friend's grandfathers died, and we were cleaning out his basement, and there was a box full of old VHS tapes, and
There was
half of
porn in
them
there.
didn't have
Oh, gosh.
labels. And yeah, they were probably porn.
Because they were porn.
But I took like 3 or 4 of like the normal ones that had labels, and one that didn't. And I popped it in the VHS, and I'm in probably 6th grade, and in the VCR, and it ended up being a movie called Cannibal Holocaust,
Okay.
where these people, it's basically the original Blair Witch Project, and
Oh
Sure.
God.
they take it takes
Fuck.
so
You're scaring
takes-
Bert.
it takes place in the Amazon rainforest, and
Oh, this is gross.
so these American and Italian actors play the role of like lost, I guess, explorers, and they actually kill a bunch of animals to live. And in the movie, that's what they do. But it turns out that in the film, the making of the film, they actually chopped up like a monkey and a turtle, and they show it in the movie.
Oh,
Oh, no,
fuck.
Bert.
And so they were sued for like animal
Oh, fuck.
abuse. And there's a scene where they do a shrunken head ceremony, and it was so
Oh God.
the CGI was not there, obviously, but the costume props were so good that the movie theater investigated, thinking it was an actual murder, but it wasn't.
Oh
And
fuck.
so the movie is actually banned in Italy and Australia, and there's some scenes of like sexual assault. And so I watched this whole thing at the age of like 10, and I remember.
That's why he's on our show now.
Yeah,
fucked
so
in the head.
There you go.
I had always been interested by like things that were a little off color, but then this changed my entire life, and I was like, holy shit, like this is
Oh,
like crazy.
boy.
man.
And then the internet came around, and I googled it, and I was like, shit, they actually chopped up that monkey. Like it was pretty graphic, and I thought like, wow, this is a really good effect. But no, they actually chopped up a monkey with like a machete. So
Holy shit.
and then
I can
when I
hear
Yeah.
it in Bert's voice. He's like genuinely like kind of scared right now. I can tell how
That's
nervous he
fine.
is by looking at these things.
I've only seen this movie once, but I can still remember the scene where they take a turtle out of like a giant turtle, and they
Oh,
they
Bert.
cut it in half with the machete, like lengthwise,
Oh God.
and they eat it raw, and it's just the most like graphic, disgusting thing I've ever seen, and it was just terrible.
Man.
And
Oh man.
I still have that VHS somewhere in this house because I was like, I don't want my mom to find this in the garbage.
I need to burn
So,
it.
Yeah, it's when I eventually, reorganize. I'll definitely find it because I know it's in here somewhere.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
man. Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
It was
I
a
wish
real
we could
life
do this.
changer.
Well,
So what did you call it? My internet kind of shit out.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That makes everything. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. So I think if you even Google it and click images, like they're all like,
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. So like.
Oh, I'm scared.
They-
I thought it was only 38 minutes long. Holy shit.
No, but
Yeah.
there's a scene. All the scenes with animals being killed are actual animals being killed.
So,
Holy fuck.
yeah, 5 Point Vids and Los Angeles. your movies ain't got nothing compared to Steven's here. And I haven't seen yours yet. What was it? 3 O'Clock High was like some cute little 1980s high school movie where this guy was trying so hard not to get beat up, and Revolver had Jason Statham in it, Steven. And then this motherfucker goes and drops like an eye scare movie here. Son of a bitch.
Flopping bombs.
Oh, boy. Well, per Burton Burger tradition, we have to sit down and watch this thing now, so...
Yeah, it may be hard to find but I'm sure you could find like a torrent or something of it. But
don't worry. Sure. Don't worry, we'll find her.
It's a wild ride, and it definitely took a few years off of my emotional development.
Sure. Yeah, boy. I've heard shit about this film, like the controversies behind it, so I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah.
But
I took a course in high school about like just films, and my teacher talked about it, and he was like, whatever you do is never watch this movie. And I was like, I saw that when I was 10. And he's like, have you been talking to someone? Like, are you okay? So it's
none of your damn business, Teach.
Yeah. I was like, do you want to watch it with me? And then he never spoke to me again.
Seriously. Holy shit, Bert, we're definitely watching this one together. I'm not watching this alone, dude.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
We're watching this shit together. I'm not, and usually, Steve, I'm very terrified of horror movies, so I have to watch them with my baby brother that's like 12. So he just sits there and doesn't give a shit, but this gory shit, I don't want to fuck him up like my parents fucked me up by making me watch stupid shit when I was younger. So
yeah, this will definitely be a scar on his psyche.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. Bert, did you look it up?
No.
You gotta.
I think I'll just wait to be surprised.
Bert, you gotta go to Google right now and just search it and look at the images.
Man,
the Google images. Yeah, there's the famous picture on there with the lady with the fucking pole coming out of her mouth that's like going up her ass, and
yeah, and they thought that was real.
This doesn't look horrible.
Sure.
Oh, that's bad.
Until you see your favorite fucking animal cut in half while it's alive and eaten raw.
Fuck.
Bert loves
I thought it was going to be a lot darker.
Okay, Bert's just trying to act like a tough guy, Steve. Just fuck him.
I mean, like,
ignore him. Bert's going to freak
the
fuck out when he watches it.
That's all I mean.
Yeah, no. Bert's a pussy, Steve. Don't worry. You suggested a good one. He's being very rude right now.
That's all right.
What the fuck is this shit? This shit looks like pussy shit. Bert's like, I would jerk off to this.
Right. What is this?
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well,
that's my suggestion.
Alrighty. Well, we will watch. We will. We definitely will. And then what we do is in the next episode, we will talk about the movie that we watched. So you guys will have to tune in next week to hear our opinions on Cannibal Holocaust. I'm excited that somebody finally was able to work with iScare and get something. We had a horror enthusiast come on the show a while back here, Steve, and he was the only one that gave us like legit movies. The other ones were good movies. Everybody else fulfilled their roles, like Alex from Highlight Heaven. He gave us sports movies and everything. And Urinating Tree said, I'm not doing that fucking stupid challenge. You guys are retarded. He didn't really say that.
That's right.
He didn't want to do it. It probably sounds dumb. Yeah. And then 5 points goes 3 o'clock high. And we're like, oh, this is porn, isn't it? And he's like, nah. So
close.
Yeah, close. So, okay, we'll definitely check that out. Bert and I, and we will give her in-depth movie review on it next week. So thank you for the banger of a suggested, Steve. Now, before we wrap things up, man, we've talked a lot about Survivor. We talked a lot about your Twitter account. Now, I always try to do this with my guests when I remember to, but tell us a bit about you. Let's learn a little bit about the man behind the followers there. I mean, you don't have to disclose any information that you want to remain confidential, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about the guy that runs a big Survivor account and watches fucked up movies when he's 10 years old. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Really, my life didn't really start till after college. I know that sounds cliche, but I grew up in on Long Island in suburban household. Dad was a firefighter. Mom took care of the house, and I went away to college, and then I had that breakup, and I started the Twitter, and I couldn't find a job, so I applied to a bunch of teaching jobs in other countries. Ended up
Wow.
getting a passport and flying to Doha, Qatar. And
Mm-hmm.
I had never left the country before. I landed, it was 128 degrees,
Wow.
and I almost,
Holy shit.
yeah, I was like, what the hell am I doing? And that was in 2015, so 5 years. I've done 30 countries since. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I've
Holy
gotten
shit.
every continent except for Australia, and then Antarctica. I don't really count because
Yeah.
it's like 20 grand just to get there, and I'm not
You
really.
can teach some penguin sign language.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't really do a whole lot there either, so I
no,
totally get it.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I've just been exploring and traveling. I climbed the pyramids. I have a piece of the pyramids in my house that I stole. My tour guide
Okay.
my tour guide had me climb up like 2 or 3 flights because there had just been a terrorist attack, so there was no one there. And he goes,
Oh,
take
lovely.
a, yeah, it was cheap. So he goes, why don't you take a piece? And I thought he was being sarcastic, and he's like, no, take a piece. So I did, and I had that in my room. Um,
Wow.
I
That
got
is cool.
kidnapped in Sri Lanka, which was terrifying. Um,
Hmm. Hang
Oh.
on.
so
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Time out here, Bert. What the fuck?
yeah,
Yeah, just casually.
yeah, I was I was
Was this part of
kidnapped.
like the tour guide or what? I don't fucking get it.
Well, what happened
Give you
was
the true experience.
I went there by myself for like a 4 day weekend out of Qatar because I needed to see trees and not sand. And I got to the hotel and I said, where's the nearest bank? All I have is my credit card and debit card. And the guy told me, oh, it's a mile down the street, and it was a normal neighborhood. And I'm walking, and this old man must have been like 85 years old. He joined me, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm just making small talk with the guy. And he goes, oh, I know a shortcut. And I was like, I probably shouldn't do this. But the guy is 85, so if he tries anything, like I can either take him or run away faster than he can. And
Right.
so we end up walking through the jungle a little bit, and he goes, oh, we just have to get on this raft. And I actually have pictures of him because I was taking pictures the whole time, like, oh, cool, like I'm hanging out with the locals. And we got halfway across the river, and he pulled out a knife, and he was like, all right, give me all your money. And I was like, dude, I told you I'm on the way to the bank. I don't have any cash. So I opened my wallet, and it was just my debit card. And he was
Genius.
like, yeah, he was like, okay. And I jumped off and swam to the shore and told a cop, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that happens all the time." So
What the
I
fuck?
yeah. So then I took a very minimal amount of cash out of the ATM, just enough to go to the bar, and just got wasted for 3 days and told everyone that story, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's so and so. He lives down the block." I was like, "What the fuck is
God
going on
damn
here?"
it.
So I told
Yeah, that's
my
Bert.
yeah, I told my now fiance that on our first date, and she's like, "You're a fucking wild man." But
That's great.
Yeah, now you're marrying her. Yeah, that's all we
yeah,
got to do, Bert. I got fucking robbed in Baghdad or wherever he was at.
Yeah.
Fucking Vietnam, whatever he said.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Sri
Okay.
Lanka. Yeah.
um,
Gotcha.
and then
Sweet.
I lived in Saudi Arabia for about 6 weeks, and that was the worst 6 weeks of my life. So you actually have to get a visa in order to leave because they want to keep you like from escaping. So I got a visa
Oh
to
boy.
leave to go to Dubai for the weekend, and it was a 3 day weekend because it was
The
some Muslim.
weekend.
Yeah, it was some Muslim holiday, so we had a 3 day weekend, and I got
Some Muslim
approved.
holiday.
Yeah, I got approved. I got to the airport, and then on my phone, I changed the flight from Dubai to New York. Flew home.
Damn.
Texted my boss and said, "I'm in New York. I quit." and never heard from them ever again. So, but for a good like 4 or 5 weeks, I was afraid that they had access to my bank account. I was like, they're just gonna wipe me out. But nothing ever came of that.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I feel like if there's anybody you don't want to piss off, it's anybody from Saudi Arabia, dude.
yeah, I'm kind of a little
scary.
nervous now when I go into the city. I'm always like looking around. Like, am I gonna get like pulled
Damn.
into a hotel and cut up and? You know, but then I think I'm probably pretty low on their totem pole. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So besides tweeting about Survivor, I just travel a lot and get into really scary situations.
Motherfucker. God damn, you should write a book, seriously.
I've been thinking about it, but I don't have enough Adderall to really sit and focus. So
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
yeah.
That is amazing. That is so fucking cool. So, are you currently... First of all, what did you teach?
I taught social studies.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was in middle school.
Okay, and do you currently teach?
I'm actually a school administrator now.
Oh, fuck.
So
That's cool.
yeah.
Okay.
It's fun because like the kids will come to me with problems and I'm like, listen, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been through. So
Let me tell you about Iraq.
yeah. I was like, have you ever been held? Have you ever been held captive on a raft by an 85-year-old man? No, you cut meth
Oh,
class.
man.
So let's make a deal. So it's a lot of that. But I live about an hour and a half from my job, so I'm commuting 3 hours a day, and just
Wow.
you know, it's all for the kids, I say. But
Sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Sure.
no,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to get married so we have a shared bank account and I can retire. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be nice.
What does your wife do? She wants Survivor. This motherfucker.
She's a doctor, so
Oh
I'm waiting.
man.
I'm banking on that.
Even better.
Yeah.
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 That's
So as
dope.
as
There you
COVID's
go.
getting worse, I'm like, maybe we should talk about life insurance, but she gets a
Fucking
little,
A.
that's a little touchy subject for her.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark.
You might find yourself on the wrong side of a raft and
Yeah.
she had life insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to like learn any like different languages or anything?
No, I was in an international school, so they all spoke
Okay.
fluent English. But I had kids
Oh,
from
okay.
67 different countries, so it was pretty cool.
Sure. I was gonna say, can you call Bert a cunt and Baghdadian or whatever?
No, I actually don't know any
Sri Lankan.
Arabic.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna get fucking decapitated. No, that was Bert that said that.
Yeah.
That was Bert that said that, not me. So
Sure.
yeah. Dude, that is so cool. Wow, what a fucking interesting man we got on the show here, Bert. All because Richard Hatch gave you a like, and here we are, man. That's awesome.
I'm trying to think what tweet that was.
Yeah.
It was just one of his quotes that you said that he said.
Okay.
All right, Bert, work on your impromptu while I go look for it. Good luck.
So how's the weather? Yeah, I think it's supposed to rain tonight.
Yeah,
God
actually,
damn, this is so cringe.
I just got a text message from the electric company that the power may go out. So
Damn.
that's about
Oh
it.
darn.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking saying anything, bitch. You can fucking do it. You can do it, bitch. I'm not fucking talking until I find this. Holy shit,
Oh,
Richard
okay.
likes a lot of things.
Yeah, I put up like 5 or
Does
6
he?
a day, so it may be a long time ago.
Okay.
Don't worry, Daddy.
Is he still like? Do you think people who currently watch the show know like do you, I'm kind of a weirdo, I like to think, and I like to start big cult classics like this from the very beginning.
Mhm.
You think like Hatch for a normal Survivor watcher is pretty household name?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've yet to meet someone who doesn't know who he is, just because of his notoriety and then the fact that he went to prison and everything.
Okay.
So he's pretty well known.
Okay.
What do you mean he's pretty fucking well known? God damn it! I almost dropped your name again. What a stupid fucking question. Are you? Do you? What do you mean? Do you think the guy that won the first? I'm done
No,
with this shit.
no, I just mean
What
like,
an ass. What a fucking ass.
like,
Piece of shit.
like I don't know if we're just weird. Like, you think a lot of people like would just start Survivor at we'll just start her at 35 and watch the first 5.
Well,
Or
Netflix
latest
just
5.
added season 28 and season 20, so they're not going in order.
I saw
so
that.
I think a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah, you don't really need to, other than I guess knowing the previous winners if you're on those special seasons like
Yeah.
season 8 and all that.
Bitch,
Yeah.
I told you don't go back to Survivor, and that's what you
I
fucking
know,
did.
I know, it's tough.
Good. As long as you understand my hard work for this goddamn show. Piece of shit. It's not easy. It's not easy, is it, cuntweed?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Bert. Glad you're
this
here.
is weird.
Yeah, piece of shit. Okay, Steven, I found it. We can go back to talking, just me and you. Fuck
Oh,
this
thank
guy.
God.
I'm li-
Yeah, you're gonna edit that
my
part out.
No,
Yeah.
we will leave it in. Don't worry. He deserves to fucking get the criticism after that one. Goddamn cunt. All right.
Yeah.
Here it is. I believe this is the tweet that started it all for us. This lovely adventure that we're on, Steven.
Mhm.
It is. I'm going to hope that either one of you just recognize what I've done to get here, and I wish you both luck.
Oh, yeah, that's when he famously quit the final immunity challenge, knowing that if he won, that he was screwed. So, I mean, if he won the challenge, he'd have to pick, and then he would have lost. I mean, at the time, I remember watching it, and I was like, well, he's a fucking idiot. He's going to get voted off then. And then you realized, Rudy was going to pick Rich because Rudy was, old school man of his word.
That's
And then Kelly realized if she took Rudy, she would lose. So Rich was like, why am I going to make an enemy? And, I forgot I put that up there, but that's like one of the most famous moments of the first season.
Damn.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
And
seen that finale in like 10 years, and I can still quote probably all of it.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I saw that old Richie Poo liked it, and that's what started this beautiful friendship between me and Steven.
Well, I'm glad you found it.
Yeah, I'm glad that me and you are friends, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm glad that me and you are friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck Bert. He can't come to our hangouts. Piece of shit.
Not till he watches Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, no, he better not fucking leave me there. The amount of shit that I give Bert on this fucking podcast and the amount of time that we spend with each other every fucking day it doesn't even make sense. We'll literally go about calling each other bitches and cunts and fags and everything, and then we'll go and hang out for 6 hours playing Madden, and the next day we'll do the exact same thing. So that's just kind of what cousin love is, Steve.
Yes.
I hope
Beautiful, beautiful cousin love.
Good cousin loving. Oh, man. Anyways, I think we had this one run long enough. Boy, Steve, it was really a pleasure to get you on here, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. It's been truly an amazing experience for Bert and I here to just sit down and talk to somebody that knows more than us about the show, loves the show more than we do. It has those connections and can give us those backstories about the show, but also just you as a person just seem like a badass. So it's really something that hopefully we'll be able to just get in a call and talk more about Viver as we get farther into it. Maybe what we could do is every time we finish the season, we can get in a call with you and talk about it for a little
That'd
bit.
be awesome.
That'd be kind of cool to make that kind of a tradition, man. So
yeah, I'm down.
Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So going forward, man, why don't you shout out all your shit so people know where they can find you?
All right, so I'm only on Twitter at SurvivorQuotesX. I wanted to be at Survivor Quotes, but some breast cancer people took it. So,
Right?
I was like, come
Yeah.
on. Like, I want one thing in life. So I just added an X to the end of Survivor Quotes. So it's at Survivor
Okay.
Quotes X. I'm also on Instagram under that name, but I probably haven't posted in like 3 years. Just because
Sure.
it was
Yeah.
too much like going back and forth and tagging people and untagging people and then
Okay.
so I'm just on Twitter as that.
Okay. Also,
Cool.
real quick, I saw that you had some kind of WordPress or something, some kind of website where you made like fan theories or something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah. So
Or what is that
um,
about, real quick? I was curious.
so if you go to it's survivorquotesx.wordpress.com because I wasn't going to pay for a website.
Sure.
I did one series of the most screwed over moments when Survivor kind of fucked over people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only up to the first 8 seasons. So it talks a lot about like season 1 where they were accused of cheating and just times
Hmm.
where like things weren't fair. And
Mm-hmm.
then I have a second one where some previous castaways told me their favorite moments from the show. So I have some winners on there. I have Sandra. I have Gretchen from season 1. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
then I did a parody season, which I only did
That's what it
5
was.
episodes yet of it. I still have to sit down and complete it, but it's really just like it's called Survivor What the Fuck because it's just I took every ridiculous theme that the show has and just added in 16 random players and just had the most ridiculous things happen.
Okay.
Marilyn Hershey from season 2 is on it, and she's addicted to vaping and taking Adderall. So it's just
Oh boy.
it's just ridiculous, and so that was fun. And actually, Johnny Fairplay's on there. I may have him get arrested in the next episode. Um,
Sure.
There you go.
so I just tried to keep it a little light, and so people can read that. So that's SurvivorQuotesX at WordPress.com, and then it has all the headers on clicking on the different sections.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Absolutely, and we will make sure that we throw all of your links in the description on YouTube. So, Bert, make sure you don't forget about those when you upload it. This episode, believe it or not, is going to come up on Christmas
Oh baby.
2020.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
Oh
literally,
yes,
this is
sir.
our little Christmas present for you guys. So, uh, we really appreciate you coming on again, Steve, and definitely would like to keep that connection open as
I would
we
love
go
to.
forward.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
thank you so
man.
much.
Hell yeah, it was a pleasure, Bert. This time, let's make sure we tell everybody where they can find us.
We have full episodes up on YouTube and Spotify, as well as highlight clips on Twitter and TikTok, as well as some other little videos when we remember on TikTok
Piece of
throughout the
shit.
week.
Mhm.
And everything is under our tag, just at Burton Burger for everything.
Absolutely. And we are just trying to bring the family element to the podcast world, guys. You can find us everywhere, even Pornhub, even gayporn.org, I'm sure. All you got to do is type in BURTN, BURGER. That is Burton Burger. Steven, again, thank you so much for coming on this episode of the Burton Burger Show, guys. Episode 49. We are glad every one of you are here. Bert, Steven, all the audience members, I wish you guys a very happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever the hell it is, but make sure
Holidays.
it's a good one.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes.
Happy
Make sure
Festivus.
it's a good one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, guys, we'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, fam.
Peace.